Welcome or welcome back. It's your girl. I am Stacy Renee, and I am back with a video. So I just wanted to pick up the camera today and talk to you all. Just have general conversation. I've been hanging out with a few friends and I've done a little traveling. If you saw my last video, I got stuck in St. Louis. They had a really bad snowstorm and I was stuck there for 3 additional days. So I was to leave there on Sunday. I didn't leave until I do believe Tuesday or Wednesday or somewhere up in there. I can't remember. But just having general conversations with different friends, and the topics were what is ruining relationships nowadays? What do you think is ruining relationships? That was one topic we had. Another topic we had was toxic relationships. You know, being in toxic relationships. Now, don't get me wrong. It's one thing to be in a toxic relationship and quote unquote not know it, but it's another to be in a toxic relationship and you do know it. And I want to just talk about it today. So, being in a toxic relationship and knowing it is just crazy to me, especially if you are the one that's putting in, that you're pouring into this relationship. You're doing everything that you're supposed to do. You're trying, you're consistent, you're loving, you're showing empathy, you're showing compassion to your person, and they're not pouring back into you or into that relationship. That's an issue. Secondly, if you're in this relationship and everything just is chaotic, don't get me wrong, no relationship is perfect, and I get that, but at the same time, no relationship should be chaotic, and not just chaotic one time because maybe something has happened. I mean chaotic to the point that if you say something, it's chaotic. If you do something, it's chaotic. If I do something for my family, it's chaotic. If I do something for my children, it's chaotic. Especially when you're bringing in a blended family and we're talking toxic and chaotic. That's just crazy to me. You know, I've talked to a couple of people who may or may not be in, a toxic relationship, or toxic relationship as they would call it. Talking to people on the outside and, just kind of saying, hey, this is what I'm going through. This is what I'm dealing with. Or even just family and friends that see what you're going through and what you're dealing with. I'm just trying to understand, why do we stay in toxic situations? Some of us stay there because the stability. Some of us stay there because I'm comfortable. How comfortable can you be in a toxic or hectic situation? I mean, going to bed at night is it's chaotic and toxic. Waking up in the morning is chaotic and toxic. Going to work, coming home is chaotic and toxic. We're not going to say it's just chaotic and toxic one minute and then the next minute everything is fine. If it's chaotic and toxic, it's chaotic and toxic. I don't care if today they're going through something and tomorrow they're not. Guess what? It's still chaotic and toxic. And why do you stay? Why do you stay? Question yourself. Ask yourself, why do you stay? You know, There's not much stability, structure, none of that in the world that would make me stay in a situation that is not good for me nor my family. Being kids, cousins, aunts, uncles, whatever it is, because you have to be telling someone this. And if you're not telling anyone this, I would definitely suggest talking to someone about this, because the more you're going through this, the more things are happening, the more you're staying, the more you're going to get to a point where you blow up. And nowadays, most relationships end in a not so good way because we have accepted this toxicity, or we have accepted this chaotic and crazy relationships that we're stuck in, or we not stuck in, that we stay in. We stay in. You know, it's okay to leave. It's okay to start over. I don't care what age you are. It's okay to do all of these things. It's easier to do when you're younger. Yes, I agree. But starting over, that's where it starts. That's where it starts. I would not recommend anybody to be in any type of relationship that is not good for you health wise. We're getting older. The older we are, it should be less stressful. It should be less complicated. At the age that I am, I want to be in love. I want to be loved by someone who does not have to love me. I want someone to see me for who I am. The silly me, the fun me, the serious me, and the emotional me. Because I am a woman, I am human, and I do get emotional. And I just want somebody who's going to show up, and show up for me in the right way. I'm not about the drama. I'm not about the fighting, the name calling, the checking cell phone. First of all, it's 2025. Are we still checking cell phones, lady? Let me know in the comments. Are we still checking cell phones? Because if we are, I'm lost somewhere. I stopped doing that in high school. If I have to check your cell phone because I don't trust you, 9 times out of 10, I don't need to be with you. And that's just facts. If you have to cheat on me, 9 times out of 10, I'm not supposed to be with you. Or we're not supposed to be together. We're human. We're adults. I'm not a fan of, oops, it just happened. No, oops, it just happened. No, it happened because you wanted it to happen. Just like I hear people say, oh, girl, he took my woman, or she took my man, or this, that, and no, you can't take a grown person. You cannot take someone from someone else. If that person is not with you and with that other person, chalk it up, ladies and men. They want it to go. They want it to go. You know what I'm saying? And you may have dodged the bullet with them leaving. Sometimes the people who choose you shouldn't be choosing you. And that's just facts. Sometimes the people who choose you should not be choosing you. And sometimes the people you choosing, you shouldn't be choosing. And that's just real talk. Sometimes we make these summer relationships long terms, these overnight relationships long term. You cannot force somebody to be in something that they don't want to be in. And that's just real talk. Holding these conversations with a few of my friends and listening to some of their dilemma and their stories and the stuff that they're going through, man, I'm telling you, I could not believe it. And don't get me wrong, I've been young before. You know what I'm saying? I've been played. I've done the playing. You know, I've been in relationships with people who weren't in relationships with me. And that's just being real. And I poured all into this relationship that I thought was a relationship. But we ain't gonna dwell on the past. The past was that. The past was what taught me to be who I am today, to understand what I want in a relationship, how to get that relationship, and what I will and will not accept in a relationship, or that's the one that's coming towards me. You know, every man that comes towards me is not meant for me to entertain. You know, every man that comes towards me may be there for another reason. If you're not coming to me for the reasons that I'm going to be coming to you for, swipe left or whatever they say. Swipe left, swipe right, swipe up, down, swipe around me. Just don't swipe me. Don't match me. Don't choose me. You know what I'm saying? Don't choose me if you don't want to be chosen in return. We get a lot of these people out here that want to be chosen. They don't want to choose you, but they want you to choose them. They want to come over and spend the night. They want to do everything as if you're in a committed relationship, but choose you. Well, if I'm giving you the cow for free, why would you buy it? Why would you buy it? And that's where we as women mess up sometimes. Don't get me wrong. I have friends who went down that path and married or still with their person. But we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about me and friends that I've encountered within the last 2-3 weeks and conversations that we've had. Serial dating. I'm not a serial dater. Do I wish I was a serial dater? I don't know. I feel if I'm dating this guy and he's producing something that I like. He's tall, he's handsome, he got the little salt and pepper going. Ladies, you know what we like. He has all that going on, and good mind structure. Family oriented, conversation is there, vibe is there. I'm feeling him. Let me take the time to really get to know him, per se. Now, let's say this one comes and he's also doing some things that I like. He may be a little bit shorter than the last one, but he's doing things that I like. Now we have this one that's doing some things that I like, and we have this one that's doing some things that I like. How it's hard to say how can you focus on the both, because when I'm now into you, wanting to get to know you, now you're doing something. Now I didn't shift it. The atmosphere. Now I'm trying to get to know you. You know what I'm saying? Now we got a third one that's coming. Now I done shifted this atmosphere. Now I'm trying to get to know you. That's a lot of getting to know a lot of people. Us being human. I'm getting to know you. I'm liking you. I'm feeling you. I might want to have a little nightcap with you. Who's to say? Now you want to have a nightcap. And eventually you go want a nightcap. Not saying that I have to have a nightcap with all of them, but how do I know I want to have a nightcap with him and not him? Or how I know I want to have a nightcap with him and not him? It's about balance. At the age I am, it's not going to take me 3 years to know if I want to date you or keep dating you. It's not going to take me 6 months to know if I want to date you or keep dating you. That's what the conversation is for. That's what consistency is for. The more you talk to a person, the more you spend time with a person, you kind of know if this is going to work. If it's not, Let's not play games. Let's just keep it real. Sometimes we have to have these hard adult conversations. And sometimes that second person or that other person may really like you. I would rather hurt your feelings up front and let you know how I'm feeling versus not letting you know how I'm feeling and you finding out however you find out. Or it has gone on too long and now I'm telling you, this ain't what I want. Now your feelings are hurt. You've poured into me. You may have taken me to a few things, a few events. You may have bought me things. You may have done things because you're banking on this relationship that we're having. And I'm not even there with you because I'm over here. You know, sometimes we just have to be real with ourselves, and sometimes we have to be real with everybody else. We just have to. 2025 is going to be about me and my YouTube channel. It's going to be about me showing up, posting a video every day, talking about whatever. You know, um, I definitely want my channel to grow. I want you all to help me grow my channel. I've encountered so many YouTube content creators who have given me so many ideas, things that I can take away for my channel, for as what I should do, what I should talk about, how I should come, how I should present myself. You know, I listen. I listen and I appreciate each and every last one of you all. You will see a change. You will see a change with this channel. But like I said, I just wanted to kind of pick up, do a quick short 15-20 minute video. Not I don't want to hold you long. Just wanted to talk to you about 2025 and toxic relationships, or chaotic relationships, or being in situations that you shouldn't be in, but you're there because of stability, or you're there because of structure. At what point do you say, it's about me? It's about me. There's a book that I am reading. It's called Attached. I'm reading it on the Kindle, and I also have it on Audible because sometimes when I'm in my car, I'll listen to it. When I'm at work, I'm listening to it. I'll put a snippet or a picture in this video of that book. I learned about the book through the content creator Peyton Charles. She read the book and she was talking about the book. And being a single woman, I've been single for about 2 years. Um, I kind of wanted to know what my attached level is when it comes to relationships. This book talks about how you were as a child. Were you that attached child? Were you that attached kid where mom drops you off at the daycare and you're screaming, running behind them, grabbing the legs, bamming on the door? Were you that attached kid? Were you the type of kid that, mom can leave you in the room, watch a TV all day, and she can do whatever she needs to be doing around the house, and you're okay with being by yourself? You're good with being by yourself. It's a really good book. I haven't really gotten deep into the book. I'm like on the third chapter, and in this chapter, I do believe they're asking you questions and you're kind of taking quizzes that will let you know your attached level. Once you get to know what type of attachment you have when it comes to relationships or anything that you do in life, then it starts telling you about it. And like I say, she found it to be a good book. Thus far, I'm on the third chapter. It's really good. Like I said, I put the snippet in here. If you all find a need or you feel it in your heart, you want to get this book, it's on Audible. It's also on Kindle, and they do have a hardback. So, hey, it does not hurt to know you. In order to be in a serious something, and a serious something that's going to be about something, You have to know who you are and what you want. Once you know who you are and what you want, then you can tell everybody else how to love you, how to treat you, and how to give you those things that you give yourself. Nobody's going to love you better than you. Just remember that. That's my go-to in 2025. Every time I look in the mirror, I'm going to say to myself, girlfriend, you are gorgeous, and no one will love you like you're going to love yourself. And that's my first step in 2025 is loving myself, being more confident. With that being said, you all have a great evening. As always, keep it real and be safe.